So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Is this video late? Yes. Do I ever post on time? No. I think it's part of the vibe of this channel at this point that nothing's ever on time and nothing ever really happens as it's supposed to. But you know what? What's the word? She's crazy. I got my nails done. They're white. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get red nails. I'm going to test a red nail through. But I walked in and they asked me what colour I wanted and I said white. The white had not once popped into my head until I sat in that chair. And they said, what colour do you want? And I said white. And I was kind of like, why did you just say that? So, but I was like, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. So maybe I was meant to have white nails. So I was like, you know what, just go with it. And I kind of love them. So, they're the new nails. Today's video is going to be a July reading wrap-up. July? No, August. Sorry. An August reading wrap-up. So I'm currently in a book slump. Let me go get the books I've read. I need to get them off my phone because I can't actually remember what books I've read this month, because July she powered through. She was good. August, however, I powered through for a bit, did my 24-hour reading vlog, failed, and then I've been in a slump ever since. So where's my August? Here we are. So let me get the books. Here's the pile. So how many books? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've read 7 and I'm on my 8th, which is a bit poor from me. It is a bit poor. But let me get my coffee. This is packed to the brim with sweeteners, but you know what's how we like it. It's also got a bit cold. But you know, lukewarm coffee is always the best. It's always the best. We'll start with this book, Where the Crawdads Sing. I love this book. And I know it's kind of, I don't know if that's the popular or unpopular opinion because I've seen mixed reviews on this. I love this. I wasn't bored. I didn't get bored. Like, you know, a lot of people say they don't like how much she describes everything. It's like the leaf. But I was there like, yes, tell me about the leaves. Tell me about the sticks on the floor. I don't know why. It just really, like, it itched to scratch. It scratched an itch. It scratched an itch in my brain that needed to be. Did I say that again? I can't remember, but you know what I mean. So I rated this 4.5 stars because I really want to go see the movie actually, but I don't know if it's still at cinemas. But I really like this book, so I gave this 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5, 4.5, 4.5. There we go. There we go. So yeah, that were my thoughts. They were my thoughts on Where the Crawdads Sing. If you like descriptive writing, oh my god, I think I'm dying a bit. It's hit September and it's like cold. You're getting cold. I'm sorry, I'm detouring again. You're probably sick of me doing this. You're like, Fran, just talk about the books. Just talk about the books. I'm not gonna do that apparently. It's September 1st today. Don't talk about summer. Summer is over. The pumpkin spice lattes are back at Starbucks, which I actually really need to get. I have a cold. It's Harry Potter season. It's Twilight season. It's... you know what I mean. I fully have got my Elena Gilbert outfit on right now and I'm living for it. Am I a bit hot? Yes. I'm going to push through. So if I have a bit like sweat, just ignore it. Just ignore it. So yeah, that was the first book I read, Where the Crawdads Sing. If you like descriptive writing, if you kind of like to see vividly where you are in a book and like a bit of drama, you know, I'd read this. If you want a bit of drama, if you want a bit of sadness, you go through all the emotions in this book. I definitely search up trigger warnings just to be safe, but read this book. Read it. To be fair, if you just want the plot and then you don't want any of the description, you just want the action, then don't read this book. But also if you want to get into writing, this is a good one to read just to like learn how to describe things. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. So next I will talk about Daisy Jones and the Six. I didn't like this book. And I didn't like her. I didn't like, well no. It's The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Is it 7 or 6? 6. The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I liked it, but I wasn't like, oh my god. You know, it wasn't life-changing for me. Like, some people were reading it like, this is the best book I've ever read. And I really wanted that to be me. I was reading it like, come on, you're just missing something. But by the end of it I was like, no, I'm still not vibing with this book. And I don't know why. It's just obviously not everyone's gonna love everything, that's just how it is. It's a good book, it just wasn't for me. And it's the same with Daisy Jones and the Six. I didn't get attached to any of the characters. I did not shed one tear. Like you know, I was just reading it and just kind of, the words were just kind of going into my head and I knew what was going on, but there were no emotions. No emotions were sparked, which I'm really sad about because I really, really, really wanted to read and like this book. It was also €15.50. So we will be treasuring her because she cost an arm and a leg. Yeah, I didn't love it. I think I rated it a 3-star because I still got through it. But that's not saying a lot, to be fair, because I don't DNF books. I can't do it. Like I've been reading this book for 5 days and I'm pushing through, but I will not DNF it, which is really bad because it's going to start off September to a bad start. But I'm just going to try and like get through it because it's not bad. Okay, I'm talking about the wrong book. Let's get back to this. Read it if you liked her other books. I feel like Taylor Jenkins Reid just isn't the right author for me. So I think that's just what I've learned. So I don't think I'll be picking up any of her other books because apparently I just don't like her writing style. But it was still a good book and I think I can see why other people would enjoy it. So that was that book. Or Twisted Love. Anna. What did you put in this book? Like, I know the trope is like Grumpy Sunshine. It's like he is an ogre and she's like a fairy. Do you know what I mean? Like that is the juxtaposition between the characters, and I know it's extreme and I know it's like the most unrealistic plot ever, but I loved it. I am on my way. I'm gonna get the rest of this series because apparently this is like the worst one in the series. Because I never judge a series off the first book because I feel like I always have to push through the first one to get through the others, but I love this anyway. I don't read books for them to be realistic. That's real life. I don't need real life. I'm reading these to get out of that. I say that all the time. So I love this book. I think I rated it 4.75. So read this book. Read it. If you want to just escape and read about a guy who will literally burn the world for a girl, do it. Do it. So yeah, this is that book. That was good. Let's talk about We'll Always Have Summer. I can't remember a thing that happened in this book other than it was just strange because the thing is, I imagine them all as teenagers and they kind of are, but they're growing up in the last book, and so it's all kind of strange because I'm still picturing them as younger, and I was just reading the book like, what's going on? Obviously Team Comrade all the way, but you know what, if you like the other two, you'll like this one. I've got no problems with it. Was it groundbreaking? No. But was I expecting it to be groundbreaking? No. So read it. If you've read the others, read this one. It was cute. This series was really cute. Like, it was such a nice series to read over summer because I read one in June, one in July and one in August. So I really enjoyed that. And look how like nice the spacing is on the page. Like, you flick through these like it's nothing. Like, I read all of these so quick. And the covers are so cute to sit on your shelf. If that's not enough to buy it, I mean, you're probably a sane person, but that's enough for me to buy it if they all look nice on the shelf. So that was the fourth book. This probably isn't in order because I can't actually remember the order I read all of these books, but there's that one. I really liked her. She was cute. I'd say this series overall, I'd give a 4-star. And I give this like a 3.5. 3.75. 3.75 for this one. So I'll talk about Book of Night by Holly Black. So I read this before the Cruel Prince trilogy, so I haven't read anything other than this by Holly Black. I've still got this on my shelf. I still need to read it. I think I'm going to read it this month. I enjoyed this book. I think there's another one coming out, isn't there? And so I kind of made myself push through because I know that when it comes out I'm going to want to read the other one. And I don't know. The first 70% of this book, it was hard to push through. There was a lot of world building, but you know what, in a lot of fantasy series, the first books you kind of do just have to push through. It wasn't bad. Like, I enjoyed the plot, the idea, like the whole concept this is based on, I love. It's set in the modern day, so say people want their shadows to wake up. There's like BuzzFeed articles on like how to wake up your shadow, and it's like put a plastic bag over your head, and it's like, you're reading it like, because in my head I'm imagining this in like old England, you know, but it's just not. But it is really good. So basically people have shadows. Some people's shadows wake up, and then that shadow, once it's woken up, will feed off its person. So like they'll give it blood or like whatever. And then the more of yourself you put into your shadow, the more powerful your shadow becomes. Then your shadow can become too powerful. And people whose shadows have woken up are called glow mists, I think. It's been a few weeks since I read this, but not everyone's shadow does wake up. Some people's shadows get stolen and they don't have any shadows. But yeah, and that your shadows can give you emotions. You can modify your shadow with like, so people would steal other people's shadows to modify their own shadows. I'm making this sound really confusing, but if you like Holly Black, then read this book, even if it's just to get through it so you can read the next one. But it was alright. It wasn't my favourite, it wasn't my least favourite, but I'm still kind of dipping my toe into the fantasy world, so I'm probably not the best person to ask about it yet. Like, I've read Akatar, I've still got to read A Court of Silver Flames. I'm about to start Six of Crows, which I'm excited. Oh yeah, I've read like the Shadow and Bone trilogy, like I've read the OGs, you know? But yeah, so I'd read it if you like Holly Black and will want to read her new release. That's what I'll say. And I rated it 3.5 stars. 3.75. 3.75 stars. The next book I'll talk about is Colleen Hoover, Heartbones. Initially, after I finished this book, I was like, I've just realised I haven't got my earrings in my first 2 holes, and that's gonna really annoy me. Is it gonna go in the hole? Also, Call Me TikTok Famous, I made a video and it got 2.1 million views. Some of the comments borderline will make me cry, but some of the people being really nice. There we go. So if you want to go follow my TikTok, it's in the description. You'll probably, oh, I'll put another ring on. You'll probably cringe out your mind and hate me after watching my TikToks, but you know what, who cares? Who cares? I care, but anyway, let's get back to it. This book, when I first read it, I was like, wow, life-changing, love this. And I love Colleen Hoover, like it was such, I shot through this book, I loved it. I did, and like the writing's nice and big, and the 2 characters in it like I loved, and they were all, everyone was twisted, you know, like Coho, it's Coho. Everyone's got their problems, you know, and there's a good representation of like girls and like relationship with food as well, which I liked, and I feel like she talked about that quite well in the book and showed it. Like she wasn't like overdoing it, she just kind of sprinkled it in there, but I like how she did it and didn't draw too much attention to it, but it was still there, which I really liked. Samson and Bayer have my heart. So does her stepsister. What's her stepsister's name? Sarah has my heart. I love Sarah. So you know what, if you want a read that you're just gonna fly through, it's not a cute romance, no, but it has got cute aspects. It's a Colleen Hoover book, you know what to expect. I gave it a 4 stars, or it could have been 4.5 in my video, but I'm gonna put this at a 4 stars now. So if you like Coho, read this book. It was cute, and I feel like you could also read it outside of summer. Like I read it as a summer read, but you could read this any time and you'd be fine. Next up, we have The Unhoneymooners, which I loved. I was laughing to myself. I looked like a complete psychopath in my room. I was just giggling to myself, having a little laugh every like 5 minutes, because it's just, fucking hell. It's, I don't know, just the way they have like witty banter. Oh, I hate saying that word, but the way they just communicate, that's what I want in a relationship. So if you want to bully me, be my guest, do you know what I mean? But I just love this book. It was like the bully to flirt ratio. Chef's kiss. It was perfect. Read this book. I haven't even like, you know what, 5 stars. 5 stars. And I know everyone's like, bitch, you basic bitch. I do not care. I wear Nike Air Forces. White Nike, they're my go-to trainer. So I'm a basic bitch till I die, and I will stand by that. Stand by it, because I love this book. I love it. So read it. Like, you'll laugh. The only thing I will say is like when they get home from the holiday, there's like a completely different plot. Oh yeah, you know what, 4.5 stars. Never mind, reroute, 4.5 stars. Because it would be 5 stars if it finished when they got home from Hawaii, but no, there was a whole different plot when they got home, and I was like, what was the need? Why was this needed? Like, I know it needs like a little bit more drama, but like, There was already a little bit of drama and I was fine with that. But you know what, 4.5 stars, maybe 4.75. I'm not fully decided on this, so we'll stick at 4.5. But read this book, read it, because it's definitely worth it, and it's just light-hearted. You'll have a laugh, hopefully, unless I have a really bad sense of humour. But I really liked it, and so I'm definitely going to pick up Love and Other Words by Christine Lauren. And finally, I'm reading The Road Trip by Beth O'Leary, and I think it is a good book. I'm just in a slump, and so it's so hard to read it. So the way it's set out is, so there's the main chapters is like then, now, then, now. So then is when they met, and now is when they're in the car. So it's Addie and Dylan in the car, and so the then is when they meet, and then the now is when they're in the car together. But then in between, in those big chapters, there's like, you get Addie's POV and Dylan's POV, like while in the car and also while they're meeting. So it is good, and I just don't, my brain's just not, I'm determined to finish it because I'm stubborn, and I'm literally only on page 188, and I've been reading this for 5 days. See what the problem is? I usually would have got through this in 2 days. So that's that. I think I'm going to end up rating this a 3-star, no, a 3-star, which isn't fair on the book because I'm in a slump, but it's just, my mind is just not there. So I think I might not even rate it and then think about it later and be like, okay, that book was actually okay. Like, you know, it's at least a 3.5. You know, it's just my brain is just not there. Yeah, thank you for watching. That was my August reading wrap up. I think, let me know down below if you want me to do a September TBR, because it's basically all spooky books. Spooky books, well, that's what we're getting into. That's what we're getting into. I'm very excited. But yeah, if you want other content that's not just books, because I can chat about anything. Anything. So like autumn clothing hauls, makeup routine, not that you want one, day in my life, anything, just random vlogs, just let me know, because I love producing content. So if you want anything other than books, let me know. I will happily film that for you. I'm going back to uni in 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks today. I go back to uni, so there'll be like, could do a moving in vlog, could do all sorts. So let me know, and I will see you in my next video.